What is up? It's Figure Hunter and Happy New Year, Happy 2025. I am going to take a different approach to doing reviews and videos and content this year because I have found, and this is just sort of being completely vulnerable and out there, that I get a lot of anxiety with doing all the right things and making it fancy or look fancy, or it never is quite as fancy as what other reviewers are doing. And so I'm gonna do some primary changes to how I think or approach reviews. Number one, a lot of reviews, they get into all the details of all the content of every device. And they spend time, they make sure to hit on every feature and every subset of every feature, and intermix within that maybe their opinion about features or their thoughts on features. So I have found that the whole reason I started doing this was because I wanted to share just my raw opinion in using a device for training and fitness development, and using a device for wellness and recovery, and using a device for just basic life. And I often have gotten bogged down by making sure that I wrap my head around all the features and benefits and the tweaks and things, instead of getting away from the primary reason I started this channel as somebody who does CrossFit. I just really want to share, is this any good? What do I really think about this device, this product, this service, as somebody who tries to train in a higher intensity, tries to focus on wellness and recovery, and tries to just live life as somebody with a full-time job. So I'm gonna transition my focus to be, here's what I really think of this device. Here's what I really think of how it functions in those capacities: training and fitness, wellness and recovery, and life in general. Take it or leave it, this is just my raw opinion. Secondly, I get overwhelmed with editing and making sure it has like a transition. I never do any of those things very well. It's just not a strength, and I have a full-time job and I have a lot of different things, and obviously I'm trying to train and get good recovery. And so I get overwhelmed to the point where I don't make content. I have opinions about things. I have been wearing 3 watches for like probably 2.5 months now, and I just don't ever make the content. And I have all sorts of opinions on it. We'll talk about that later, what upcoming review stuff is coming. And so I'm just gonna make it really simple. I'm gonna sit here, we're gonna talk about my opinion, and if I have, I'm gonna try to get a camera set up so that you can see it. And I'm gonna film this in real time with the device, because I don't wanna not have the device in the review. In real time with the device, as I share my opinion, we're gonna look at different things on the device, and you're just gonna see sort of side by side, here's me talking about the device, and here's the device and what I'm talking about in real time. So I'm gonna try to make it as streamlined, as simple editing as possible, so that A, I get things done, B, I don't have anxiety over it all, and C, you get some sort of value on both the device, looking at the device, as well as the function side. Number 3, sharing. I really wanna share more minor aspects as it relates to my life. Having more personable channel. As somebody that's 50 that trains, I try to really train really hard and try to do strength. I want to share one in wellness and recovery and just living life balancing. I want to share one like tidbit from my life every review. So primary opinion of this is what I think about this device, simple sort of setup, and then I just want to share one aspect of my life that I am going through, facing success, defeat, whatever it is, just to share about that sort of stuff, because you probably relate. You're living your life and you're trying to training and wellness and recovery and all that stuff. And then 4th, I want to do periodic what I love videos. So here's something I love. Like I've got a stupid water bottle from Hydrate. I love that thing. It has helped me hit 100 ounces of water intake for 2 years straight, and even longer, at different periods of time. So I want to share, here's what I love. Here's what, it's not a review, and it's something I probably have reviewed in the past, but it's just something that I think this is an awesome product, and I want to share it in that capacity. Not like a review, not like we're trying to think of all the ins and outs and who the competitors are, but just what I love in simple format, especially as it relates to training and fitness, wellness and recovery, and just living life, something that would help you in those things. And then the last thing I'll share is the types of updates or the reviews that are coming, and my life update, just sort of a tidbit from my life. So before doing that, to summarize, number 1, the reviews are just going to be, here's what I really think about a product. We're not going to necessarily hit on, there's a ton of reviewers out there. You can get the full laundry list of all the products and benefits. I'm just going to tell it as I share, especially somebody does high intensity interval training or CrossFit. 2, I'm going to do simple editing. It's going to be like me talking and just the device down here, and you'll see it sort of side by side. I'll try to make that as easy. I still have to figure that out. 3, I always want to share one minor update, minor tidbit of training in life as somebody in my life situation. And 4, periodically drop a video that's what I love type videos. So, update on my life. So I faced some injuries with coming out of quarterfinals. I still can't believe I got the top 300 in the quarterfinals for my age group for CrossFit, if you're not a CrossFit person. But I realized in the process that I had torn my ACL years ago, and I now have arthritis in one knee. So I have to balance my strength training, but I want to share because I feel like it's been really helpful. So now I only allow myself to go hard, whether it's lifting or typically it's lifting, some barbell, some work, and CrossFit class every other day. And so on the off days, I have to do monostructural, super lazy, well, not lazy, but zone 2 cardio. And I was logging like 35 minutes, and now I'm up to like an hour and 10 minutes. But the low level cardio zone 2 is making all the workouts on the intensity side more capable. I find I'm staying ahead, or more fitness wise, I'm able to compete with people in their 20s because that core engine from low zone 2, hour of work is really making a difference. And so that is super encouraging. I've broken some PRs, and maybe I'll share about the PRs on the rowing capabilities at another time. And then upcoming reviews. Number 1, the Suunto headphones that Suunto sent me a long time ago. I've been testing them a million times over, and I have some opinions and thoughts on them. Another upcoming review is the Coros Pace Pro. Coros Pace Pro, I've had this on my wrist for a million years now as well, and going to talk about how I think it competes and what I really think about it, as well as a re-review of the Suunto Race, as in really just a broad review of all the $400 watches in the categories that they're in right now, just like who's the best $400 watch or in that space, as well as I am going to review the OOFOS slides. The OOFOS company does slides that I feel like are the best. These are the shoes, I should say, the shoes. They're the Strides. And they are the most cushiony shoes I've ever tested or felt or had, or they're completely different. And so I'm going to do a review for that, as well as the Garmin Instinct 3, as well as the Garmin HRM 200, as well as some ancillary smaller reviews that I'm backed up on. So that's it. That's the update for now. That's all the ins and outs of how I'm going to approach doing videos. And that's all I've got for today. It's a Figure Hunter. Thanks so much for watching.